Okay, so this is part 4 of an interview with Tommy from Belgium. We are just talking about a ball of light you saw near Alton Barnes, and it was sort of pulsing in and out. Do you want to continue that story?
Yep, and there were also a lot of people who saw the same thing, and one guy even managed to take some footage of it.
Right.
And the thing was, you couldn't really keep looking at the thing because it was like burning onto your eyes, and I got like these tears in my eyes for to keep looking at it, so I have to keep blinking my eyes,
Right.
which was kind of weird. So for me, I was thinking that maybe it was a different kind of light.
So you were at the barge. Which direction would this have been? Towards Adam's Grave, Knapp Hill, the White Horse, or towards
Uh,
Salisbury Plain?
Towards the Pusey Valley.
Right. Okay. So you'd have been looking east from the barge
From
in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Whereabouts were you? Were you near the pub itself, or were you on the road?
No, I was near the barbed wire, so to speak, where my tent was camped out.
Oh, I see. Right. So you're at the backfield.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Interesting. Because if it was directly over the Pusey area, you wouldn't imagine nighttime operations of anything unusual from the military being that close to a populated area. But
Mhm.
so that kind of puts pay to that. I mean, I've seen strange things in that area as well. I saw a ball of light being chased by a helicopter, and it sort of went up into a UFO that was literally hovering beneath the clouds, and then the UFO went up into the clouds, and the whole thing disappeared. So what was the final bit to that story then? It sort of blinked out in the end, did it?
Well, the first time I saw it was like just hanging in the air for quite some time, and then it looked more more white, and it kind of flashed a little bit. And then when it got darker, it kind of went down like a diagonal line a bit um, off to the ground. But when it did that, it blinked out, and then maybe like 1 minute or 2 minute pause, and then it came on again, and did like that 5 times, and then it disappeared behind the trees, which you can see in the pictures.
Right. Interesting. I'd like to see these photos. Okay. So, I mean, would you consider your interesting? Why did you get involved in making circles in the first place? Because I mean, was it because you believed in crop circles initially yourself?
Well, initially, yeah, in first years, but then after all, hearing those myths and legends, which I back in that time took in as the truth, so to speak. But then suddenly it came into my mind that those things people were saying were just not logical. So, and then I decided to try it out in the field, and then I learned pretty much more than all those previous years together.
Hmm.
That people could create large designs in the field in a couple of hours without being seen. And then when people came to visit the circuit the day after, they um, found these so-called anomalies, which aren't really anomalies, just typical reactions of the plants.
Sure. Yeah. But you were a believer at first, so I mean, you must have still kept an interest in the paranormal whilst doing these things. So has it made you feel anything about making circles? Having allowed you to see these balls of light. What do you think about that? Being interested in the paranormal, do you think that you would have seen these balls of light had you not been making a crop circle, or do you think that it made a difference?
Well, I think yes, in a way, because the very first time I made a circle, I didn't see anything. I didn't experience anything special. But then the second time or the third time after, I started seeing these flashes and weird lights, and then I just kept going on to just see if it happened again, and it did.
So you were compelled to try and make more circles,
Yeah.
partially because you wanted to see if you could make better circles, or was it because you wanted to see these things? Or was it a bit of both?
I guess a bit of both. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how do you categorize yourself in the way you feel about circles? Then, I mean, you know they're man-made, but you see the reactions that other people get from them. I mean, how do you feel that works? Do you feel that people are genuinely feeling things, or do you think that they're making this up? That they feel things in the crop circles, or that they have healing, or whatever. How do you feel about that? Because I mean, we've talked a little bit about Janet. Maybe they're not telling the truth, but do you think that some people genuinely do feel strange things in man-made circles that you've created?
Well, it definitely does something to people. I think in the first place, it just opens up their minds to other possibilities and into the paranormal. Just not having this closed mind anymore, if they had it previous.
Sure. Yeah. So you think when they have their minds opened, in that environment, that they would then experience more things, perhaps?
Yeah, most definitely. That's my idea.
Okay, so then maybe because I'm putting words in your mouth here. I don't know, but I mean my feeling is that it gives people the opportunity to experience these things, and this is the justification for making circles. That it's not a negative thing. That people can actually get something good out of a man-made circle, and they can experience strange things. What are your feelings on that? Do you feel, basically what I'm saying then is, do you feel justified in making crop circles? Do you think that what you do is a good thing, or do you think that you're doing it now to prove a point that these things are made by people? What is your current motivation?
Well, it is a good thing, definitely, because you're giving people the opportunity to just think about things, outside normal life.
Yeah, turn them on to other things, and maybe hopefully they'll tune in and see stuff. That's part of it. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned to me when we weren't recording that you think you'd like to see the truth about crop circles come out. You'd like people to know that circles are man-made.
Yeah, because I think pretty much then the real research can begin into the paranormal and what the effects are of making patterns in the field and what it does to the environment, what it does to people.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, it seems such a shame that people have been so close-minded to the human aspect, that they could have been working for all these years to actually come out and make circles and maybe see strange things and have coincidences and things. Have you ever had any coincidences when you've made a circle? That you've gone out and done something that somebody else has been saying they were expecting to appear, or anything like that? Have you ever had any coincidences?
No, not that I know of. No.
Okay. And have you ever felt great compulsion to do a certain design? Have you felt an overriding feeling that you had to do a specific design?
Well, in my experience, it's been the other way around because when I drew these drawings and I took them into the field, and the drawings never left my pocket, and just started to improvise.
Right. So you just go on the fly and you just do things as you feel. I think that this is just about to finish a second. Hang on, and we'll ask that one again.